Hey, I'm Tracy. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you dropping in and watching. Today we're going to take a look at Rightline gear. This is a truck tent. For the last year or so, I have been using a pop-up tent, an awning type deal, something you'd see at picnics. I would set that up, slide that back over my bed, use that as a tent, put in a blow-up mattress, good to go. That setup failed me. The last time I was out, it leaked. Ended up having to sleep the last night in the bed of my cab, so that didn't work out too well. And I think about the second or third time I took it out, it had a rip in it, so it wasn't going to last. So I've been doing some research on truck tents, and this is what I came up with. One reason that I went with this particular truck tent is because it doesn't have a floor in it. So the way that I leave my house to go camping, I have all my gear, sleep gear, food, everything in totes. And if you have a truck tent that has a bed liner in it, that has a sewed in bed, basically a tent that we would typically think of, you'd have to pull all that gear out, set the tent up, and then put all your gear back in. That's something I didn't want to do. That's why I loved about the awning. I just pop it up, slide it over, and be done with it. Now this is the third time that I've set it up. I set it up twice at the house, came back here to my property and setting it up because it's about 86, 87 degrees today. Came back here, enjoy the woods, enjoy the shade. So let's get started and get it set up. I'll point out some things that I've already noticed about it, both good and bad, and give some suggestions about how to improve it and how to set it up. The first thing I've noticed is the actual bag carrier that it comes in. Too many times whenever you buy a tent or buy any type of product and it has some type of bag that it goes in, when you get it, it fits real neat. When you use it and try to put it back into it, the bag is so small that you end up ripping it, or it's just so challenging, so difficult to get it back in. This has plenty of room in it, and it's no problem at all getting it restuffed back into the bag. It's a little thing, but thumbs up on that. Good job. So let's get started. So whenever I last packed this up, I packed the front of the tent first. So the front of the tent is at the bottom of the bag. The rear of the tent is up here front. So whenever I pull it out, I know which is front and which is rear. All I have to do is throw it back into the truck bed and ready to go. Tent poles, we'll lay those to the side for now. And a rain cover. First thing you do is on the front of it, it has a lip that goes over the front side of your tailgate, and it has a strap that's adjustable that goes underneath your tailgate. So we'll lay that out on the corners. And we'll make sure our strap is underneath. We'll tighten that up later. Second step is just to pull it out, stretch it out so that everything touches the top of the bed rails. Make sure you got it lined out right. So that's one side. You want to make sure that all your straps are on the outside. Go around, stretch the other side out. These orange straps go on the inside. Make sure they're tucked in. The corners have these pocket, and just lay that over the corner. Make sure your straps are out. Do not strap anything down just yet. Now you've got it kind of laid out. You only have 3 sets of poles. You have 2 sets that have orange tips. Those will be the first 2. These are the cross poles that you put in that forms the shell. And then the third one, which is all black tip, will go in the front. That will pull it out front. You'll see how that, let's put these in right quick. It's like regular tents. You have little slots here that go through. Pull up the loose fabric, and I pull it up and just let it set on the top of the other rail up front. And just let it set. We'll do the second one. And just let them set there and make sure everything's kind of adjusted out right. And then each of the corners have these pockets. So just place the tips in the pockets, make sure they're good and seated. We will go ahead and set this one in there as well. And now whenever I set the other pockets on the other side, you'll see the tent start forming. So that's one corner. And I just pull the fabric down a little bit, trying to get it evenly spaced. Open the pocket up and set it down in there. So you can see it starting to slide around. I'm going to go back to the back corner, snap it down, go back to this corner, and do it the same way. And these have little hooks. You just hook it wherever you can. I'll open up the door just a little bit, and you can open it all the way up if you want, but that relieves a bunch of pressure here. Watching one video review on it, and he said that he actually ripped it the first time he put it up, and I think maybe that it just had too much tension in here. So opening that door kind of releases everything until we get everything situated. The third tent rod goes in this slot. And down here in the middle of the tent is some black openings. And you will just slide those in there. Those will go in. And then you have these little support clips that go on. On the inside, these little orange straps here will come on the inside, and this is what pulls the tent together up front. And in my truck, this is a Dodge Ram, I got these clips, hooks down at the bottom of them, and all I'm going to do is just snug that up just a little bit until I get the other side done. Grab the one strap, then you can start tightening it up to where the corners set up on top of the rail. And then we'll tighten the other side up. All I'm doing is lifting this up and then snugging it down. All right, from there, take the clips and clip them wherever you can. And then I'm just gonna tighten it down. I'm not gonna cinch it down. I think that might be where some people have gotten into problems with ripping it, because you can really tighten these down exceptionally hard. Don't do that. Same way with this one. Then you have this one that comes back at a diagonal that pulls everything up underneath. All I'm doing is snugging it, and then we'll do the front. typically doesn't need much. There we go. Now we'll do the other side. Let's take a look inside. You got two zippers. One goes over the top. One comes along the bottom. You can roll these up. They have tie outs. One at the top, one at the bottom. Let's take a look on the inside, see what we've got. You've got one triangle window there that zips down. You have one on that side as well. And then the top has two windows up there for good breeze, and you can actually look out and see the sky. Notice the little hook in the center of the ceiling there. You've got a pocket there and a pocket there to help store stuff. And then other than that, you've got your bed open for whatever you want to do. Let's throw a rain tarp on. These just clip in. What I did last time that seemed to work out fairly well is to clip in the back corner and then throw the tarp over and then start clipping. Wasn't so easy as my third throw. But these just clip in. My bed is 5.5 feet. So in order for me to lay in my bed, I have to have my tailgate down. That's one thing I like about it. It comes out and allows you to, I'm 6 foot, allows me to sleep comfortably. So here's one thing that I don't like about it. I would love for the top of this to come out to the end of the tailgate and for the door to be straight up and down instead of sloped back. Possibly I could see this leaking. All the water is going to run down to the corners, but it will be on the tailgate. So it may not matter and it may not leak, but we'll test that out probably coming up here in the next few weeks. One thing that I would love to see with this setup, and it could even be an accessory, is have some type of awning. Maybe be able to clip into the top tent pole or be able to zip in something and then have an awning out that extends past the tailgate maybe 2 or even 3 feet. Maybe have a couple of them, maybe one short one and then one longer one. That would give you a little bit more protection from bad weather, snow, rain, and everything. The floorless model, and that's exactly why I bought it, was because it's floorless. I can leave my gear in my truck, throw my tent up, don't have to pull everything out and everything back in. It ran me about $165, I think. Best I can remember, about $165. I've had it for about 3 weeks or a month now. This is the third time setting it up here around the house. I've got 4 or 5 camping trips scheduled for within the next 6 months, and I've put it on my calendar 6 months from now to do an updated review of the truck tent. Hopefully it holds up and I will have more insight on if it's a good tent or not. Thank you for dropping in and watching. See you on the next video.